Hey, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Abayi Buff from the GC Church, coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemal Shabbat, Shemakakadash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Bashem meaning in the name or call meaning spirit, Kodash meaning holy. These are the names and the powers that I come to you in order to profess the 100% truth, and Lord's will seal the elect's faith. I Shanya Kabbat. God relevant cause of Queen Abba meaning double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS in these times, whom the Heavenly Father had enlisted the 100% truth to. And Shalom, Barakam, Labakan, Shah, peace and blessings be upon the elect of the nation of Israel, to the men out there that's pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. To you I say Shalom, Barakam, Ma'atham, peace and blessings be upon you. Now without further ado, I wanted to make a quick video because I wanted to put this out there that, these two precepts, actually it's a little bit, from before what love is and what brotherly love is primarily, according to the scriptures. And, you got a lot of naysayers and individuals who believe that prophesying isn't a necessity, and it's not necessarily a requirement, and what I mean by that is going out on the highways and hedges and compelling the people of the Lord and the true men of faith to trust and believe in the Heavenly Father, and to come back to whom they are, the names that they may be able to receive salvation. You have men who truly feel like that's not a necessity, like we don't need to do that, and it's actually not required of us to do so by way of the Lord. When in multiple precepts we have places to where we're required to admonish our brother so that he could warn himself, so that the blood is not on our hands. When you go to Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 17 on down. Okay. Now, let's see. This is Romans chapter 13, verse 8. It says, "Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law." Okay. Now, you have individuals who will take this precept and be like, "Oh, I love my brother." Okay. But it's more than just saying it verbally. It's also performing it with action. Okay. Having some performative action while worshiping and serving Yahweh Shemal Shah. Okay. Now it goes to say, it says, for this thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Right? So the things that you would want your neighbor to do unto you should do it for your neighbor. All right? And primarily the main course of that action is admonishment. Okay? Now we're in a position to where, of course, we're tempted to, in this world, there's a lot of temptation, okay? But it doesn't necessarily mean that, we don't have sanctity within our doings and our deeds, okay? Now, also, it's easy for a man who believes in the Heavenly Father. It says not to commit adultery, which, these things are to the best of our ability. We fulfill the law to the best of our ability because we're in a land that just doesn't uphold righteousness. So some things that transpire, the Lord winks at our ignorance. You may have dealt with a woman, probably, might have kissed her, what have you, and then she end up telling you, oh, I have a man, I meant to tell you that. It's like, who's really at fault? Is it really you or her? And the Lord is not looking at you for wickedness. He's looking at her. Okay, and it says, thou shalt not steal. It's easy to not steal from your brother. Just don't take it. Don't take whatever belongs to him. It says, and thou shalt not bear false witness. And if you are a real man of the Lord, you actually love to see your brothers in their glory. If you're a true man of the Heavenly Father, because the thing is, nobody's going to receive glory higher than Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. And when it's going to please me to see him being glorified after the sacrifice, the selfless sacrifice that he made for us. And I think this, and I won't say think, but the same goes on a lower level, amongst each other. You may have nights or days where, the Lord is glorifying your brother. You can't start then hating on your brother because he's being glorified. You don't know what the hell that man been through. Actually, if you're really present in your brother's life, you will know what the Heavenly Father put him through to allow him to receive that glory. And you will understand why the Lord is allowing him to receive that glory, especially after being brought low. And this happened multiple times in me and my brothers, me and the brothers that I labor with life. Okay? But the point that's being made is thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Now it's going to say, verse 10, it says, love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. Okay? Now, what else is a part of that love? It is going out on the highways and hedges, prophesying and compelling our people to be brought to the Lord. All right? Because the thing is, if we don't do it, who will? Esau, Edom's not going to do it. The other nations are not going to do it, nor are they commanded to do it. We are commanded to awaken our people via the word. Okay? I actually want to grab that real quick in Ezekiel. Because you have individuals who truly believe that we're not supposed to be going out on the highways and hedges, or we don't have to because that's a precept of man, or that's a tradition of man. That's not a tradition of our forefathers. Okay, cool. So how is this supposed to be fulfilled? Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Okay? So how else are we supposed to warn our people? Mind you, the people that don't believe and going out on the highways and hedges are the same people that are behind the keyboard or that are just watching videos. Okay, if we're not supposed to go out on the highways and hedges, what about making videos? And they ain't got nothing to say to that. And then you go to Romans, the 10th chapter, where it tells you that the Lord allowed his word to go throughout all the earth, roughly paraphrasing. It's like, how is that supposed to be fulfilled? So you got to keep note of these things. And that's why we're supposed to mark those men and not keep company with them. There's so many setbacks on our nation, and that's another setback. If you're telling us not to go out there and prophesy and admonish our people of their wrongdoings and admonish them of who their enemy is, you're setting back our nation. And it doesn't matter what conclusion, what history, what information you've acquired that made you believe that was the case. It's false, man. If the Lord didn't want it to be set up like this, it wouldn't have been set up like this. The New Testament and the Old Testament together make too much sense. But you got people who are Yah only Israelites who only believe in the Old Testament. Well, you know, the New Testament, they weren't even supposed to be a part of it. Now you don't even know the history, do you? Nigga, I don't need to know the history. Our belief in Yahweh Shema Shai is made perfect through all the precepts in the New Testament. You want to condemn us by taking us back into the old traditions, all right, which are outdated and which will never be able to be followed in modern day America. Just not practical, okay? Now through that, we'll be destroyed. But through the belief in Yahweh Shema Shai and trying to the best of our ability, we're not condemned. Okay? That's why prophesying, going out on the highways and hedges is a necessity. All right? And that is the fulfillment of the law. You know, so that's all I wanted to say pertaining to this topic. You know, I pray that you were edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Kakadash. Shani Kabaga Walla Bakaza Kurna Waith, Shalom Barakum Labakan Shia Shala. Until next time, I say shalom.